Schweikart all over the back bumper of Will LaRue. They'll bring it off at turn number 2. LaRue got just a little bit loose off the second turn. You can see the orange gloves inside of his car really working that steering wheel. As they now bring him through turns 3 and 4, LaRue, Schweikart 1 and 2. About half a car length between them as they bring it across the line here to put lap number 3 on the board. And yellow lights are on here for the first time tonight. Yellow lights are on. As that will slow the field here for the first time tonight. Coming down to put lap number 4 on the board. So caution flag is out. Let's take a look through your top 5 here. Will LaRue, John Schweikart, Kevin Ridley, Trent Ringler, Claude Furland right now your top 5. Bruno Pichette, Guillaume Levesque, Bruno Pierre Pinchot, Ivan Hebert, and Frank Wary right now your top 10 drivers. So the Rivalz Blacktop Series competing in race number 5 of their 11 race schedule. Next week we will take on the steep incline of the Dover, Delaware Speedway. Next week we'll take on Dover. The following week we head off to Charlotte before hitting New Hampshire, Rockingham, California, and Phoenix International Raceway for the championship round on April 15th. So that's the upcoming schedule here for the Rivalz Blacktop Series as we work our first caution of the night. $50 laps the distance here tonight. There'll be a stage break around lap number 25, about halfway through the race, unless, of course, we get a yellow flag right near the 25 lap mark or just before it. Nobody electing to come down the pit lane that I can see here in the top 10. A couple of cars that were involved in that incident. Looks like Steve Arvisace and the 37 of Marty Barnes got a piece of that one. 17 car on the pit lane as well, looking for some repairs. That's Greg Boydell. 21, Matt Kabasic's got all sorts of rear end damage on the K&N Filters 21. Casey Sowich, the Big Bacon Media, number 27. Got a big piece of that one. He's not only got rear end damage, he's got a lot of front end damage as well. Field working down the back straightaway here. Do apologize, we had a little bit of a technology issue here this evening. All right. Lights are out on the pace car. Looks like we will get ready to go green flag racing next time off turn number 4. Will LaRue will control the restart. He's elected to take the inside lane here for this restart. Apologize for our technical issues here to get this show kicked off here tonight. But it looks like we've got things rolling back. Working on getting my video screen here. And we should be ready to rock and roll here for this green flag as Will LaRue going to bring them back to the green. So, race director Cody Olson giving the instruction over the radio that once the pace car leaves the racing surface, Will LaRue with the control car will be able to fire anywhere between that point and the green flag. Claude Ferland being told to close the gap there on the inside of row number 3. Got to be nose to tail here, coming back to the restart. Restart is back underway. And we are racing to turn number 1, Will LaRue out front. As they work it off at turn number 2, Claude Ferland trying to get a run here on Kevin Ridley off the second turn. That's a good battle for position number 3. Ridley's going to hold on to that top side. Ferland trying to make it work down on the bottom. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to get the job done, as Ridley will hold on to the third spot here at the line. Ten laps into this 75-lap affair here from the Kansas Speedway. And Schweikart really putting some pressure now on your leader, Will LaRue. Great battle up front here for the top spot as Schweikart is all over him going into turn number 4. Schweikart takes a peek down to the inside, trying to make it happen here at the line, as Ringler will now go to work. Ringler will go to work on Claude Ferland as they race off of the second turn. Down the back chute they go. Ferland, Ringler embroiled in this battle for position number 4. Top 3 cars remain the same. Oh, look out, one car catching the wall that time off of turn number 4. I think that was Guillaume Levesque aboard the 30 machine. He got a nice piece of the wall there. Kept right on going, though. He's got Bruno Pichette behind him in the 227. As they work it down the back straight away, everybody's starting to get single filed out here. Trying to log some laps here as we're just shy of a quarter of the way through this race. Coming down to the line to put lap number 13 on the board. LaRue, Schweikart, Ridley, your top 3. Talked to Kevin Ridley last week during our race out at the Michigan International Speedway. Had his first top 3 effort of the season. Said that, they have been strong, his team, all season long, just haven't really been able to put it all together as Guillaume Levesque is sideways here on the front straightaway. He about tore the turn 4 fence down. And now we've got a big mess here on the front straightaway. Several cars involved as Levesque hit the wall a ton coming off of turn number 4. Slid down into the grass, and then that car took a hard right-hand turn back out in front of traffic. That's going to be a gnarly replay right there, as Levesque absolutely pounded the wall off turn 4. So Brad Ovens, our executive producer in the 3-9 Production Studios, going to work in the hamster wheel, see what he can find here for a replay. And I have a feeling what he's going to find is Guillaume Levesque absolutely pounding the turn 4 fence. As we're going to take a peek here. Levesque trying to make something happen there in the 30. And he caught that wall a good bit. And boy, that car, he was hard on the brakes and nowhere for any of these cars to go. Levesque on the brakes through the grass, but that wasn't doing anything. Leaders are hitting the pit lane. First round of pit stops of the night. Pit road speed limit, 45 miles an hour down the pit lane here at Kansas Speedway. Will LaRue had problems in the pits last week. Let's see if they can get those cleaned up here tonight. Had an incident with another car on the pit lane, overshot their pit box in a race that LaRue dominated. And boy, he hit the pit stall perfect that time. Looking like it's going to be 4 tires and gas for everybody here in the top 5. Hitting the left sides now for LaRue. LaRue and Schweikart going to lead that race off of pit road. And that's how they will come out. Kevin Ridley will come across the line in 3rd in that race off of the pit lane. So caution flag out here, 16 laps into this 75-lap affair tonight. I believe I misspoke and said 50. We go 75 here tonight. Nice overhead shot here from the Kansas Speedway as the lap down cars will start to make their way down the pit lane for their round of pit stops. And while we have a moment here, we're going to go side by side here. So while we have an opportunity here, we're going to give you some information on a great event coming up at the Ohsweken Speedway this summer, August 18th. History will be made at the Ohsweken Speedway as the NASCAR Pinty Series goes to race on the dirt at the Ohsweken Speedway. You can visit them online at npsondirt.com. That's the NASCAR Pinty Series coming to the Ohsweken Speedway. Rides have already been secured for drivers that everybody well knows. Kenny Schrader, Kenny Wallace, Stuart Friesen, Mac DeMann, a very popular driver in the sprint car ranks at the Ohsweken Speedway. All those drivers have rides confirmed already. You can find more information on npsondirt.com. You can also get your tickets there. Tickets are going fast. Camping is going fast. They also have a great event the night before with 360 sprint cars on dirt. You're not going to want to miss that portion of it. Make it a whole weekend affair out at the Ohsweken Speedway with the NASCAR Pinty Series. Rivalz Blacktop Series live coverage here on GeForce TV. Also brought to you by Ohsweken Speedway Race Source. Going to be the new central hub for all things dirt sprint cars. Located right on the property of the Ohsweken Speedway. That's Ohsweken Speedway Race Source. So here we go, coming back to green flag racing, this time off turn number 4, Will LaRue. Once again, the control car, bringing them back to green. Pace car pulls off of the racing surface. LaRue ready for the restart. He hits the gas and we're back underway. Field races off into turn number 1, LaRue, and he's got his teammate Schweikart right behind him. Ridley running in position number 3, and now the battle rages on for the 4 spot behind him. That's Claude Ferlin and the 26 of Trent Ringler. Those guys will battle it out down into turns number 3 and 4. That's the battle for position number 4. While they battle on it, now Ringler's got a mirror full, as he's got a couple of cars racing hard for position right behind him. That is the 19 of Ivan Hebert, the 227 of Bruno Pichette. Single file here through the first 7-8 positions in the running order. As look at everybody hugging that outside wall. Turns 3 and 4 definitely gives you a lot more room to work with as you watch them streak across the line. Turns 1 and 2 a little bit narrower as far as the racing line is concerned. 3 and 4 really opens things up as they work down the back straightaway. 729 of Bruno Pierre Painchaud. And now we've got a battle for the lead up front as Schweikart takes a beak down low on your leader, Will LaRue. Couldn't make it happen that time. Schweikart will have to tuck back in the line. Starting to approach lap number 25. We'll be a third of the way through this one. Single file they go. Field works through turns 3 and 4, coming down the line this time. We've got a little something new that we want to show you. You've seen it on Fox Sports before, now you're going to see it on GeForce TV. Let's go ahead and crank it up. Rivalz Blacktop Series here at the Kansas Speedway. 25 laps in the books. We're a third of the way home tonight, as it's been all Will LaRue since the drop of the green flag. And if this sounds like a familiar story as you ride on board here with Kevin Ridley, very much a familiar story from last week, as it was Will LaRue who dominated the race at Michigan until pit strategy and a pit road miscue ended what had been a perfect run for LaRue up to that point. John Schweikart would go on to get his first win with the Rivalz Blacktop Series here in 2019-2020. Kevin Ridley starting to close in on John Schweikart here for position number 2. Ridley's got a nice car rotating well through the center of the corner there, as he is closing in on Schweikart here for the runner-up spot. Ridley using all of the racetrack, trying to gain some momentum here on the second place car. As Schweikart immediately down to the apron as they go across the line. Ridley lets it float up just a little bit, trying to get a run on Schweikart into turn 1. And look at him right there in the center of the corner. Boy, he closed the gap fast. And Schweikart's going to pull over and let him go. So early in the race, Schweikart not gonna mess around here, as he'll pull over and let Ridley go for the 2 spot. And now Ridley going to work here on Will LaRue. So Ridley, who stopped for 4 tires and gas on that first caution flag of the evening, now putting a solid run together here. As again, that car really rotating through the center of the corner quite nicely. As Ferland and Ringler battle for position number 4. Top 3 with a couple car lengths of distance in between them. Now Ferland and Ringler will go to battle. Ferland in the Accent LED, sponsored number 43. Ringler in the 26. As now Ridley has caught the back bumper of LaRue. Ridley down the back straightaway, closing right in on Will LaRue for the top spot. And now up to the back bumper, and now he'll take a peek down low off turn 4. Battle for the race lead here at the line on lap number 31. And it's still LaRue out front. LaRue holding on to the spot, but Ridley down on the bottom is chugging hard. Ridley down to the bottom, battle for the lead into turn number 1, and Ridley will take it. So Kevin Ridley up to the top spot here as we work lap number 32. New race leader down the back straightaway. And now LaRue has got problems because Schweikart and Ferland are all over him. As these guys gathered up, I think Schweikart was trying to take it easy there as he caught his teammate rather quickly there. And Ferland is trying to take advantage. Oh! Ferland and Schweikart almost made contact going into turn 1. You couldn't have fit a sheet of paper between those two. And that's a good battle for third off of turn 2. Ringler with a front row seat to that one. And now Ringler has an advantage here. He's going to take it down to the bottom lane. Going to pull that slider off of turn number 4, and Ringler's going to move up to 4th. Yellow lights are on for the second time tonight. Caution flag is out, 34 laps on the board. And while we're under the yellow flag here, want to remind you to log on to youtube.com and working yellow here on lap number 34. We're going to step aside here and hear from our great partners with GeForce TV. Stay tuned.
Introducing GeForce TV. GeForceTV.net is your new source for action overload. Featuring free live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, GeForce TV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action. See live Friday Night Excitement weekly from Washougal Speedway, and watch the stars of tomorrow make a name for themselves during Thursday night's live microsprint racing. GeForce TV is also the new home for Rivalz Race Chat. Watch weekly as Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross discuss all the hot topics in the world of motorsports. For iRacing fans, GeForce TV has you covered with hours of live broadcasting from Rivalz and GeForce TV racing leagues. GeForce TV promises to deliver motorsports, esports, and action sports you want to see, along with talk shows and vlogs to keep you connected to the lifestyle you love. Visit GeForceTV.net today to subscribe for free. Sit back, hold on, and feel the G's on GeForce TV.
storyline to watch here after pit stops for the second time tonight. As John Schweikart, Brad, had problems on pit road, and I think Brad's got to look at it to show us what happened. As Schweikart came into the pit lane, I believe he come in third, and he's going to come out of the pits in position number 5. And let's watch it here. And Schweikart looks like just spun the tires coming out of the pit box. And that was costly, as he'll slide back from 3rd to 5th here for the restart. Now, we should also mention that Kevin Ridley lost the lead on pit road to Will LaRue, as LaRue takes the top spot back after pit stops. So, working lap 36 here, approaching the halfway mark. And I haven't heard it over the one-way radio, but I have a feeling that this will be the stage break tonight, as we are now so close to the actual would have been the stage break. Lights are off on the Ford Mustang GT pace car. As they work it down the back straightaway, getting ready to come back to the green flag this time by. Will LaRue, Kevin Ridley, up on top of the pylon right now. Claude Ferlin, Trent Ringler will make up row number 2. And restarting in row number 3 will be the 1 of John Schweikart, the 227 of Bruno Pichette. We'll work on talking to one of your leaders here if we get another yellow, as we haven't had a chance to check in with our in-race reporters tonight. Appreciate everybody's patience. We had a few technical glitches here to get this race kicked off here. Getting ready to start the second half of the 75 lapper at Kansas. We're back underway. Green lights are back on at Kansas. LaRue leads them through 1 and 2 for the first time. Ferlin quickly moves up to the second spot as he took advantage on the restart. He slipped by Kevin Ridley for position. But Ridley's car really comes on strong the further they go. And I'm not sure if it's something with the graphics package, Brad, on Ferlin's machine, but it looks like Ferlin might have some nose damage on that 43 right in the center of the car. It very well could be the graphics package fooling my eyes here, but something to keep an eye on there with Claude Ferlin. Schweikart back up into position number 4, got by Ringler here on the restart. So Schweikart, who had a problem on the pit lane, slid back to position number 5. Now has got himself up to 4th, and he is all over Kevin Ridley for that 3rd spot, as that's a great battle going into turns 1 and 2. And this is something that we noticed on that last run. It seemed like Schweikart has a good run on the short run, but Ridley's car gets better and better and better the longer the run goes. Been a little bit of a tough night for the Kevin Ridley racing team. His closest teammate right now, I believe, is Adam Ross, who runs in position number 17. Jim Smith Jr. runs in position number 19. Kabasic, 2 laps down in 21st. Frank Guerri, 24 laps down, running 30th. So it's been a tough night for the Ridley racing boys, as now Ridley's starting to close the gap on Ferland again. And this is what we started to see in that last run before the yellow.
is as the run goes on longer, Ridley's able to really attack about a half a lane lower than everybody else is running in that top lane. That seems to be where Ridley was able to make up the most ground when he was battling with Schweikart and LaRue, and there you see it. You're right on board with him. Here in the Custom Works RC cars, number 20, you can see he's about a half a groove lower than Furlan, and then he goes about a half to almost a full groove higher than Furlan through the tri-oval. Field races down the back straightaway. Will LaRue out in front of the field in LaRue Motorsports, Can-Am sponsored number 55, trying to avenge the loss that was last week at Michigan. LaRue streaks across the stripe. 44 laps are on the board. 31 to go, excuse me. And the battle for third, fourth, and fifth really heating up as Schweikart now closing the gap on Ridley, and now here comes Trent Ringler rim riding the outside as Ridley got out of shape in turn 4. Oh, he had a big moment there, and here comes Schweikart trying to take advantage on the top side. Ridley will go down to the bottom. Thought maybe the slider line was there, but it was not. And now Ridley's in trouble, as now everybody lining up there on the outside lane, and Ringler will drive by. So Ridley will slide back to position number 5 as we've got 46 laps on the board. 29 to go. It's been all Will LaRue here tonight. Ridley got out front to lead a few laps as you ride on board here with Trent Ringler. And boy, Will LaRue had some trouble there with a lap machine. As they work to go by the 17 of Greg Boydell. LaRue got caught up there for just a moment, and now he's coming up on the 35 of Adam Ross. Ross now has damage on the front end of the 35 machine involved in that last yellow flag. Ross and the PutItOutThere.com, AdamOutThere.com, sponsored number 35 out of Cambridge, Ontario. Ross, a big proponent of supporting mental health issues in the community. If you're up in the Southern Ontario area, be sure to check out one of his Mindwell sessions. Great cause that he promotes with his business and here on his race car, here with the Rivalz Blacktop Series. LaRue out to a half a second advantage on Claude Furlan last time by. Let's see what the advantage is this time. Furlan has trimmed it down to 0.4 of a second. So was it the lap traffic or was it the handling going away on the 55? Furlan trying to stay in the draft down the back straightaway. Schweikart right there in third, Ringler running 4, Ridley running 5. Ridley trying to take a peek here on Trent Ringler for position number 4. Could not make it happen that time. Field strung out pretty good here as we lurk lap 50. 25 laps to go. And I gotta believe we're closing in on what would be our next pit stop. And if it's under green, what kind of strategy do these guys play here? Ridley chasing down Ringler, and now the battle for the lead is heating up. It's down to 0.2 of a second for Will LaRue. Here comes Claude Furlan. Furlan closing in a hurry down the back straightaway. Down to half a car length. almost to the back bumper. And Furlan is there, trying to make a move here in lap traffic. They'll sweep around the two cars here. Oh, the lap cars, side by side, right in front of your leaders. Oh, baby. These cars aren't equipped with them, but you can bet your boots Will LaRue was grabbing the old crap handle as they went across the start-finish line that time. And now here comes Claude Furlan. Furlan with a big run off of turn 2. New race leader down into turn 3. But can he clear LaRue off turn 4? No, he can't. LaRue is there. They bang off of turn 4. Both of them lose momentum. And now here comes Trent Ringler around the outside. Ringler goes from 4th to 2nd. And now going for the lead. Ridley right there with him. So Furlan and Schweikart had to check up as LaRue and Furlan made contact, and now we've got a battle for the race lead. Ringler doing everything he can on the bottom lane, trying to take the lead away from Will LaRue. Could not make it happen that time. But Ringler's now up to the 2nd spot. 54 on the board, 21 to go. Still got a pit stop coming. As Ridley takes a peek underneath Claude Furlan, running through the middle groove. I don't think that's going to quite work out for him, as Schweikart is now there. Schweikart takes back the 4th spot from Ridley. So it hasn't been from a lack of effort on these drivers trying to search around a little bit, but that top side is just so dominant right now. If you pull out and make a move, it's tough sledding. Down the back straightaway they go. Ringler to the top side, LaRue down to the bottom. LaRue's coming to pit lane. Will LaRue, and now Kevin Ridley will follow him. Both cars down the pit lane, got a hit right there at 45 miles an hour. Here come 2 of your top 5 cars down the pit lane as Schweikart goes to battle on Furlan. Here, let's cover the pit stops. Will LaRue has dominated this race here tonight, and it was a late race pit problem that lost the race for him in Michigan last week. Let's see how it works out. And he is in the pit stall perfect tonight. And it will be 4 tires. 4 tires and gas for your 2 of the top 5 cars. LaRue will beat Ridley off the pit lane, and we're back underway with Will LaRue in the 55. Let's go back and find your leaders. As now the rest of the leaders down the pit lane. Furlan is in. Schweikart is in. Pichette and Ringler right there with him. Let's see, does anybody go for 2 tires? I haven't seen it yet tonight. And it doesn't look like they will. It's going to be 4 tires. Furlan is down and away. Schweikart down and away. They'll be nose to tail as they go off to turn number 1. And now here's the race for the lead as Will LaRue is coming for him. LaRue will take the lead back down the back straightaway. Furlan trying to hold up with him. But LaRue will take the top spot back. Ridley right now up to P3 after the pit stop. So just pitting that 1 lap sooner gave Ridley a little bit of a track position here and now puts him in a battle with Claude Furlan. Schweikart will slide back to position number 4. Dakota Ehrman now up to the 5th spot. Mannix Richer running 6th. Bruno Pichette 7th. And you can see just what a difference. Oh, Furlan with a problem in the 43. And now Furlan will slide back to position number 4. We'll take a peek and watch that again. Racing off of turn number 2 was Claude Furlan, and boy, he just got loose. Boy, he was lucky he didn't put that car in the inside fence. What a piece of driving together at back end, but he has lost a ton of ground. As Furlan slides back 2 seconds behind your leader. Will LaRue leads Kevin Ridley, Schweikart in car number 1. And that's the battle right now for second, here with 15 to go. They'll work by the 12 of Jim Smith out of Seneca Falls, New York. He'll fall another lap down to the field. Been a tough night for Smith. Driver affectionately known as Jamal by his teammates. And Ridley, last time by it was 1.1 seconds. This time still 1.1 the advantage. He only trimmed maybe a few hundredths of a second off the lead to Will LaRue that time by. Schweikart about a car length now, make it 2 car lengths now behind him. As you ride on board with Ridley, looking out the back bumper to John Schweikart. It's going to be a tall task trying to catch that lead group, as now LaRue stretches it out to 1.25 seconds as they now work lap traffic. That was Kabasik, the 21, goes a lap down to the field. The 11 right there with him. Tom Senchek goes down a lap. As now Ridley and Schweikart will come up on them. "60 laps on the board. For your leader, Will LaRue. 15 laps to go in this one here tonight. Oh, and the yellow lights are on. Caution is out. Here with 15 to go. Yellow lights are on. Now this will be interesting. Do these drivers have enough to go the rest of the way? Have they run enough laps on the tires that they need to come in? This is going to get real interesting. Third caution flag of the night. Which is not bad for 64 laps. So caution out here with 11 to go. LaRue leads Kevin Ridley and Schweikart in car number 1. And your leaders are coming down the pit lane. Here we go. It's time for the money stop. 10 laps to go. Let's see as we watch the replay here. But we got the leaders on pit road. Will LaRue leads them down. Ridley, Schweikart, Furlan behind them. Ehrman running in 5th. And here we go, folks. Final pit stop of the night. It's the money stop. Let's see how they do. LaRue looks like he's good into the pit box. Oh, Ehrman! Ehrman with a strategy call in the 78. Oh, my. Ridley with a strategy call as well. LaRue's going to lose 3 spots on pit road. Oh, baby. Drama here at the Kansas Speedway as Dakota Ehrman. Brad, I gotta believe that was fuel only. I don't even think he took tires. Wow. That's a brave call here late in this race. And let's watch Ehrman. I believe that was, it was gas only. No kidding. Wow. Well, let's dial up one of our drivers here. It's going to be competing for this win here tonight. And let's go ahead and dial up Kevin Ridley, who is going to line up in the 2nd spot, I believe, here for the restart. So let's take a listen here and Oh, Ehrman back down the pit lane. As we talk to Kevin Ridley here, our in-race reporter, and Kevin, it looked like Ehrman went fuel only there, but he's back on the pit lane, so a trouble for him is going to hand the lead back over to you.
Yeah, I don't know. I took 2 tires on this stop. My left sides look pretty decent. It is a little bit slower when you do that, but the top lane's so dominant right now. It's hard to pass.
We've seen you try to go maybe a half a lane or even through the middle lane, and it just, that top side is just so dominant tonight.
Oh yeah, the momentum you get. The only time the bottom's worth anything is when you're entering the corner or on starts and restarts. You know, you can kind of roll through there and you'll be all right. But I don't know. We'll see what happens here. Try to steal one. I think we've got one of the better cars. Like I said, just on the starts and stuff, we're in the wrong lane, or we try to pull out to pass somebody and just can't complete the pass, and then the next car behind you fills the gap. Makes it kind of tough.
All right, man. Good luck to you here on those 2 tires. We'll see if you can bring it home here tonight.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
All right, it's Kevin Ridley getting ready to go here for this restart. And let's see if we can get a word here with Will LaRue, as this is going to be a great battle here for the lead. Will LaRue, Steve Ovens up here in the booth. What's it going to take, man? Going to restart second here to Kevin Ridley.
It's going to take a lot of balls, I can tell you that.
All right, man. The gloves come off here with 10 to go, right?
Yeah, the gloves are already off, and it's a one-groove track, so there's going to be a lot of moves.
All right, man. Good luck to you here on the restart.
Thanks, man.
All right, there's Will LaRue getting ready to go, and that might be the quote of the season right there. What's it going to take to win this race? A lot of balls. I love it. I love it. Follows the theme of if you were watching Rivalz Race Chat last night, too. Well, here we go. Coming down to the restart. 8 laps to go. There'll be 7 to go when they take the green. Kevin Ridley, Will LaRue, your front row. Bruno Pichette, this is the highest. Oh, Ridley, quick on the gas. Back underway here at Kansas. 7 to go. Now there's a dirt racer for you right there. He didn't let any grass grow under his feet here on this restart. Ridley working those 2 tires up on the top lane. LaRue took a peek underneath, couldn't make it happen that time. And now the question is, will 2 tires be the call to win the race? The top side has been dominant all night long tonight. And right now with those 2 tires, Ridley's got the preferred racing groove here with 7 to go. Now make it 6 to go. And now here comes John Schweikart with 4 tires down to the bottom. Oh, Schweikart got the wall off of turn 2. Threw some sparks up in the air. Will LaRue will get by. Trent Ringler will go by. Oh, Ringler's trying to clear himself, but it wasn't there. Schweikart spins. Furlan's involved. Pichette's involved. Mannix Richet is involved. Yellow lights are on with 6 to go. I once had a dirt racer tell me 3/4 clear is not clear. And that was just exactly the case between Trent Ringler and the one of John Schweikart. Ringler trying to make an aggressive move here late in the race, and you never fault a racer for running hard here at the end of a 75-lap race. But Schweikart was not going to back off the gas. Ringler was trying to force it. And at the end of the day, Schweikart draws the short straw. Pichette nowhere to go. We were going to watch it here. Ringler dives down to the inside lane. And watch him try to clear. And Schweikart. Boy, Brett, I don't know if maybe Schweikart wasn't a little bit loose there at the same time.
Yeah,
Bruno Pichette nowhere to go.
I kind of feel like that was just a deal of trying to clear yourself too soon, being on fresh tires. I know the tire update did a lot of really good things with the tires now, with the new tires that they've got, with the new update yesterday. But unfortunately, I think John Schweikart got the short straw on that one.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. And like I said, late in the race, you never fault a guy for racing hard. These guys trying to go for a win, try to score as many points as they can. So Trent Ringler in the FSR-sponsored 26. Live coverage here tonight on GeForce TV. We're happy to bring it to you. Don't forget to log on to youtube.com and subscribe to the GeForce TV channel. Don't forget to click on that little bell as well to give you all of the updates when live content goes and when new content is uploaded. This caution flag here brought to you by the Ohsweken Speedway Race Source. Located in the heart of the fastest growing sprint car market in North America at the world famous Ohsweken Speedway. Nobody has more laps, wins, and time spent at the Speedway than the staff at OSR. Let our experts get you in victory lane. That's the Ohsweken Speedway Race Source, Canada's choice for sprint cars, parts, accessories, and consumables. You can contact them online. Email them at info@osrparts.com for pricing and sales support. Again, that's the Ohsweken Speedway Race Source. Well, this is going to be interesting. 4 laps to go. And we've kind of mixed up the drivers that you see in the top 5. LaRue running in second, Trent Ringler third, Claude Furland, and I think Brad Furland's got damage on the 43. That car is going to have some trouble here on the restart, without a doubt. Mannix Richey restarting 5th, Daniel DeBlau in car number 22 will restart in position number 6. So DeBlau in the Big Bacon Media sponsored 22 machine. So riding on board here with Kevin Ridley. Lights are off on the Ford Mustang GT pace car. We will go green next time off of turn number 4. And this will be a green-white checkered finish. 3 laps to go. And just the way the laps fell, this is not an official attempt at a green-white checkered. But with as many laps as left to run in the race, it essentially will be a green-white checkered finish. So here we go. Kevin Ridley, can he get another solid restart again? The key for Ridley is going to be to get a solid restart and get up to that top lane as immediately as he can. That's going to be the key for Ridley to win this race. You heard him here just a few minutes ago. As our live in-race reporter, you can roll the bottom, but don't forget Ridley's on 2 tires. LaRue and the rest of your top 5 is on 4. And Ridley with a masterful start. Oh, he's going to take 2 car lengths to the start-finish line. And that could be the race right there. Another perfect restart from the dirt track racer out of Central New York. Ridley down the back straightaway. He'll be coming back to the white flag this time as we've got 1 car all out of shape on the back straightaway. He gathers it back in. We stay green. Kevin Ridley out of Seneca Falls, New York, took 2 tires. Here on the final pit stop, white flag is in the air, presented by 3-9 Productions. And it's Ridley to turns 1 and 2. Through 1 and 2 for the final time. Ringler's up to the 2 spot. LaRue right there in position number 3. But down the backstretch for the final time. Kevin Ridley in the Custom Works RC cars. Number 20. Out of Seneca Falls, New York. Toto, are we in Kansas? Yes, we are. Kevin Ridley wins Rivalz Blacktop Series at Kansas. Second across the line is Trent Ringler. Third is Will LaRue. Finishing fourth tonight will be Daniel DeBlau. His best finish of the season in the double deuce. And Mannix Richey rounds out the top 5 for the second week in a row. It's a pit strategy call on the pit lane that wins it here tonight with the Rivalz Blacktop Series. First win of the Blacktop season here for Kevin Ridley. They've had so many races this season where they felt they should have brought home the checkered flag. Incidents on the track, bad luck. They've had it all. And they finally got her put together here tonight at Kansas as Ridley will do the burnouts here at the start-finish line. Win number 1 of the 2020 Rivalz Blacktop Series season for Kevin Ridley. Stay tuned, folks. He's going to put it up on the wall and do a big old burnout. We'll get your top 3 lined up here, and we'll speak to them in just a moment. Stay tuned. You're watching live coverage of the Rivalz Blacktop Series from the Kansas Speedway, live on G-Force TV. Welcome back, race fans, here to the Kansas Speedway. We're going to talk to your top 3. We're going to head down to the pit lane and hear from all 3 of your top finishers here tonight. And first, we're going to talk to a guy that we talked to during the race. He said it was going to take some big balls to win this race here tonight. Will LaRue, another dominant car here tonight, but you come home P3. What was the difference for you here tonight?
Yeah, it was the last pit stop. I should have taken 2 tires because, yeah, I was like, that was the big question. I didn't really know how much fall off these inside tires had, but man, Ridley did the right call there.
Is there really any way to know? Because prior to that, it had all been 4-tire pit stops. Other than practicing maybe with 2 tires, is there any way for a driver to really know that?
Yeah, we have the black box on the bottom right corner that we can check like the previous tires from the last run, and yeah, it wasn't too bad, but I felt like it was gonna take off some speed, but it looked like not. So that's where Ridley got he got the win.
A tough break for you tonight, but this has got to be one of those races where, you know, even if it's not with this series, with another series that you run or whatever the situation may be, that's got to be a note that you'll be able to put in the notebook that with this tire model, you know, there wasn't a ton of fall off, but unfortunately it comes at your expense tonight. Tell us about the folks that helped make it happen for you there in the 55 machine.
John pretty much built the setup, and I helped doing the setup. And yeah, for the tire thing, it's all about the what track you're at. I'm not really good normally at Kansas, so that's why I didn't know. So yeah, could have helped me if I had the experience at Kansas.
Well, you definitely get to take some good notes away from it tonight. Great run here to come home third.
For sure. Thanks, man.
All right, there's Will LaRue, who will bring it home in second tonight. We'll step aside here and bring in your second place finishing Trent Ringler. And Trent, a good solid run here to come home P2 tonight. What was the difference between second and first for you tonight? What did you need a little bit more of?
Probably just overall grip. I was sliding around a lot, really free off the corners. So I was struggling all night with being way too loose.
We saw that Ridley took 2 tires on that final stop here tonight. It seemed like it surprised Will that 2 tires was the way to go. Did that surprise you?
Well, I thought about staying out and taking no tires, so I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have done that or should have, but yeah. I don't know. I guess it worked with that short run. We only had like 5 or 6 laps on them. So.
It's been pretty interesting to see how pit strategy has been such a huge part of these last 2 races that we've run. And that kind of makes, that adds a whole nother element here to the Rivalz Blacktop series.
Yeah, it sure does. There's some different strategies you can do with these shorter. So yeah, it makes it interesting sometimes.
Tell us a little bit about your run overall tonight. I know you said, maybe lacking a little overall grip, but, start to finish tonight, started 4th, come home 2nd. You were right in that top 5 group pretty much all night long tonight.
Yeah, I was that first long run we had where we had green flag stops. I had moved forward. I think I was pretty close to the fastest there at the end of that run, but just the last couple laps of it maybe. Other than that, I was just too free, kind of just hanging on and trying to save tires and hopefully be a little better at the end. And then I messed up my pit stop and dropped back. So.
Well, Trent, solid effort here to come home 2nd tonight. Tell us about the folks that you've got on the side of that 26 machine.
Hi, everybody at FSR. Great group, guys. I do want to apologize to John Swickert. I drifted up too far there and got into him at the end of the race. Just want to apologize to him for that. My bad.
All right, man. Great job here to come home 2nd.
Thank you.
All right, there's Trent Ringler finishing in position number 2 here tonight and picking up his first Rivalz Blacktop Series win. It certainly isn't the first night that he's been competitive and competing for a win, though. But Kevin Ridley, congratulations. You got the job done tonight, man.
Thanks, Steve. Appreciate it a lot, man. 2
tires. Will LaRue, I thought, said it best. He said, boy, I wish I had taken 2 tires. I thought that there'd have been a little more fall off than what there was, and it seems like you snookered everybody tonight.
Well, I had a plan. I had a plan. If we ran 9 laps or less, I did this in practice. If I ran 9 laps or less and I put 2 right sides on after a pit stop, I'd only lose about a 10th on an initial start. I thought, well, if I can get out, with it being so top lane dominant, they're not going to be able to drive by me unless I make a big mistake. So, man, that worked out well. We had like 8 laps of run there, and then the caution come out, and I said, well, here's time to try it. So
yeah. And then after that pit stop, I mean, you have 2 different restarts that you got to survive there. But, man, you nailed both of those restarts and made all of us dirt racers proud.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, the first one I wasn't so nervous about. The second one, we ran a couple laps, and I thought, oh, man, those guys are going to have some heat in their tires, and they'll give me a little bit more of a challenge here. But, I had to take off as soon as that pit car hit pit lane so I could get a good run and stay right around the top, because if you start too late in the straightaway, the bottom actually rolls a little bit quicker than being around the top, and they can slide up in front of you. So I kind of had to play that game there where as soon as that pit car hit the pit lane, I had to go.
Well, I can tell you on that final restart, when you took 2-3 car lengths to turn 1, you even had Kevin Harvick on his feet, man. That was an absolutely awesome restart. But tell us, you were solid all night long tonight. Started 2nd, started on the outside pole. You had speed right from the beginning part of the night, and then just kind of hung around in that top 5, battling it out, trying to see, if you could make another lane, make that middle lane work, and just kind of put yourself in position. And it seems like with these Blacktop, Rivalz Blacktop Series races, that's what you got to do. At least the first half to 3/4 of the race is just put yourself in position.
Oh, absolutely. You got to be there at the end in any race. But with these guys, there's at least 7 or 8 really fast guys, and you have to have track position on them, or it's not gonna work out for you. And like I said, with that 2-tire stop, that got me the track position. But we had a really, really good car. It would roll through the middle of the corner so good. After like 7 or 8 laps, we'd start getting into the corner, and I'd have to actually tap the brakes not to run into the guys, because they were so tight in the middle of the corner and off. So I was hoping we could either get a long run and I could take advantage of them that way and actually turn down. But my problem was in that one long run we had, I started turning down too early in the run, and it kind of hurt the right rear tire a little bit. I was a little too loose to make that move after, 10 laps or so.
Now, this isn't the first time that we've heard you guys talk about having good cars on the long run. Is that just something that you guys kind of gravitate toward, or is it just your setups have just kind of worked out that way?
I try to build longer run stuff. I'm not very good at shorter run stuff. We struggle in qualifying, as you can see, most nights. So I typically try to go for the long run, hoping that, the field gets weeded out a little bit and we get a longer one. But we're trying to find some short run speed. I think we got some tonight, and we had a nice little mix of it. We had some upfront speed if we really needed it, but if we didn't push the car, we had really good mid-run and end-run speed.
Well, a great effort here tonight. I know all the boys down there in the chat room are going to be real happy to celebrate this one with you. Tell us about those guys and the folks that helped make it happen.
Oh yeah, I got to thank Frankie, Jamal, Matt, Adam. We worked our butt off on this setup. There was an update for the build yesterday, and we got into a practice, and our setup would fail tack. We couldn't even race it, so we had to rebuild the whole setup last night. I spent 3 hours building this setup here again, and we nailed it, I guess.
I guess so, man. That was time well spent last night.
Yeah, it was a lot of time.
All right, man. Congratulations. Good to talk to you. 2 weeks in a row here in the top 3, and tonight with a win. Congratulations.
Thanks, brother. And I want to thank, everyone we race with, Will, Trent, all the guys, everyone we race with here that, races clean and races hard. It's a good time.
It's definitely been a good time watching you guys. Congratulations again.
Thanks, brother.
All right, Kevin Ridley, winner tonight at the Kansas Speedway. And for the second week in a row, it's been Pit Strategy that has won the race at the end of the race. And folks, we appreciate you joining us here for coverage. Don't forget, we're going to be at Dover International Speedway next week. Dover, the 1 mile steep banked concrete monster. Man, that's going to be fun to call here next Wednesday night here with the Rivalz Blacktop Series. I want to thank all of our great partners here with GeForce TV, where we've been bringing you live coverage all night long tonight. Don't forget to log on to youtube.com and search GeForce TV, hit the subscribe button, and click on the little bell next to the subscribe button so you get notifications when we go live here on GeForce TV and when we add new content. And trust me, folks, there is a lot of video content of all things motorsports coming your way on GeForce TV. On behalf of Clinton Jeffries, Adam Ross, Cody Olson, the entire staff here at the Rivalz Blacktop Series, and on behalf of our executive producer, Brad Ovens, in the 3-9 Production Studios, my name is Steve Ovens, the voice of the Rivalz Blacktop Series, saying thank you for joining us. We will see you next Wednesday night from Dover. Good night, everybody.
Introducing GeForce TV. GeForceTV.net is your new source for action overload. Featuring free live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, GeForce TV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action. See live Friday Night Excitement weekly from Washougal Speedway, and watch the stars of tomorrow make a name for themselves during Thursday night's live microsprint racing. GeForce TV is also the new home for Rivalz Race Chat. Watch weekly as Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross discuss all the hot topics in the world of motorsports. For iRacing fans, G-Force TV has you covered with hours of live broadcasting from Rivalz and G-Force TV racing leagues. G-Force TV promises to deliver motorsports, esports, and action sports you want to see, along with talk shows and vlogs to keep you connected to the lifestyle you love. Visit GeForceTV.net today to subscribe for free. Sit back, hold on, and feel the G's on G-Force TV.